Okay, so I just spoke with my contact, and what I found out was uh, that the president will be on Tucker Carlson this Friday on 7/5. And my understanding is, in some way or some fashion, he's going to break his silence on the UAP UFO issue. My understanding, the way this works, is once the president starts talking about issues like this, depending on how far he goes with the process, that can potentially break completely or partially people's NDAs, the way it was described to me. And we're trying to get the word out to as many people as possible about this because, one, it's going to be very interesting to see how far he goes, and two, it will be interesting to see what will happen afterwards with those that do have NDAs. Given the buildup over the last, I'd say, 72 hours, this this actually makes sense now, what's been going on, because, behind the scenes, there have been other movements that have been happening, and this actually now finally is making sense. Where we go from here, I'm not entirely sure. I know that for myself, I will be very interested in seeing what happens. And I would plead to anybody, regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, given the nature of some of the tweets that I've heard about this, regardless of what you feel about this administration, that you hear this out, because this is actually quite literally not just a once in a lifetime potentially um, event. This is probably, well, once in who knows forever event. So this is worth something checking out. This is worth something to see. And again, I don't know how far this is going to go. I just know that this is going to happen. Now, what's interesting is my my contact just got to me, and he told me about 2 weeks ago. The information stopped flowing, at least to him, in terms of the way that I was getting it, and I was passing it on to everyone else. Some other things happened that were stressful, and then I decided to take a break. And then I came back on earlier today. Right after that, my contact got a hold of me, and now, after I sent this out, I have UFO UAP slash post disclosure on Twitter, which is at UFO UAP, one word. I retweeted it. They broke the news July 1st. So I have some backup on this, and they broke it on the 1st. So that's good. And what they tweeted out was Tucker Carlson has interviewed POTUS on UFOs. Will play on Friday's show. Follow for the latest news at UFOUAP.com or AndersonDiscoveries.com. So I'm learning something new, that it was he's already interviewed POTUS. So this is going to be very interesting, what comes out and how far this goes. So that is some very, very interesting information that I think is worth passing along and telling as many people as possible, because if ground is broken here in a significant way, I think the best way for society to absorb information like this is for as many people to see it as possible. That way, they're able to absorb it together. Um, I know when I bring it up to people around me in my life, they have no idea what's going on. This channel has been talking about it literally since mid-April. Just before all this information started breaking, I started to share this kind of information. And it still astonishes me that people are still in that kind of daze. Now, whether or not you you believe the president, or whether or not you believe that this is some kind of psyop, or it doesn't matter. What matters is whatever process this is, it is going forward. It is going to happen. So it's important to get as many people to watch as possible, probably to kind of lessen the blow, maybe cushion the shock a bit, depending on how far the president is willing to go, and how far Tucker Carlson is able to get with the president. So these are incredible times. Um, this is incredible information. It's coming out lightning fast. I feel like 7/5 is, a year away, and it's just the day after tomorrow. And so I don't want to inject a lot of my own speculation into this. I just want the information out there. And I want everyone else to be able to, you know, ingest this, absorb it, and get ready for it. And whether or not, why this is happening, I'm not entirely sure. I know that there was a process underway for this to take place. So I just want, hey, Angelia, the president's going to release information about the UAP UFO process, and apparently, Tucker, it'll be released on 7/5 with Tucker Carlson. 4th of July feels like a bridge. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, the symbology of the 4th of July, Jason. You certainly, that's not lost on me, and I don't think it would be lost on anyone that the 4th of July, and then the day after the 4th of July, the president will go on national television and as far as I know, have some kind of the first president to have some kind of like formal discussion like this. I mean, I went back to the Kimmel clips. I went back to the Hillary clips, or the Obama Kimmel. And I think it was Hillary Kimmel as well. And I know that they talked in a way that was kind of joking, but this will be something. I think this is something, a totally different kind of animal we're going to be dealing with in terms of what we're going to see here. So everyone should, be prepared. I don't know the content of what's going to be said. So I know that the word I was given was to get it out to as many people as possible. So I'm passing that message on to you. I feel, hey, Jeremy, how's it going? So it's kind of funny you put out that video, Jeremy, because it's out now that the president will be on Tucker Carlson this Friday, 7/5. It was new information from my contact, but apparently it came out on July 1 from on Twitter. The Twitter handle is at UFO UAP. That's great that if they broke the news, that's wonderful. That's fine by me. I'm not a journalist or a citizen journalist, so as in terms of getting the story, it's not really my intention. Getting it for you in the best way that I can is really my intention. So there you go. And I'm seeing all of the. Yeah, Tucker has been the only one that's talking about this. Tucker, I can tell you, is genuinely, he's genuinely involved in pursuing this. And he is pretty much the leader in terms of the mainstream media that is pursuing this in a very serious way. So it's very much a big deal in terms of if it, you've got the president and then you've got the number one journalist that is so far, if you talk about quality and quantity, is pursuing this. And I think being genuinely wrapped up in journalism versus whatever it is I see on TV is a probably a reason why he has the time to actually indulge in real journalism. So I'm in terms of the UFO UAP confirmation / disclosure process. So it's very, very, very interesting, and I don't know. So, is there anything we should prepare for specifically? Not that I know of. I'm not, Angeli. I'm not. I live in a city on the coast. I would imagine just because I'm on the coast, I'm vulnerable because of the water. I would imagine because I'm in an urban area, in terms of unrest, I would be vulnerable. I'm not. So, you know, no. And the area I'm in is very, very busy this time of year. So, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to leave. I'm staying home to watch it, and I'm going to proceed as usual. Yep, no, nothing to wig out about. If I understand people who are in larger population centers. No, I haven't gotten any word. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. And maybe even after the show, if it's something, and I'm stoked, maybe I'll get on and talk to everybody. So, um, we here live beneath sea level. Yeah, yeah. Those of us on the coast, if you're on the Gulf or if you're on the East Coast or maybe parts of the West Coast. Yeah, yeah. If you're on the East Coast, you're under the sea level. You're under sea level. So yeah, yeah, you're very vulnerable. Jeremy says, listen to the message they have decided to put out and then decide who benefits. Yeah, exactly. There could be falsehoods mixed with truth. Absolutely, Jeremy. I'm not a mouthpiece for anyone. So yeah, you know. All right, folks. Please pass this around. I mean, you don't even have to pass this video around. Just get the word out that this is happening on 7.5. I'm not trying to get clicks or anything like that. Just get the word out to folks. Holland, Zealand have to swim. Yeah. All right, folks. That's it. It's exciting stuff. If I hear anything else, or if I read anything else, I'll let everyone know. Obviously, the main place that I communicate is Twitter, and I try to vet things before I actually get to the channel. Twitter is sort of my kind of area, my experimental, beta test area where I, send information out, and once I get better confirmation, I try to bring it over to the channel. But all right, folks, this is it. Get it out. 7.5, Tucker Carlson. Looking forward.